Do you need a college education to be successful? To be frank, I think it's complicated, to say the least. But looking at it as a general statement, Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Mindset. This week we'll tackle the controversial topic of whether or not college education is required to be successful in today's society. Alright, so let's get right into it. Do you need a college education to be successful? To be frank, I think it's complicated, to say the least. But looking at it as a general statement, I do not think you need a college education to be successful now. So that's it. See you next week on Modern Mindset. Cut the outro. Just kidding. I'm obviously going to explain my position. But that brings us to this week's question of the week. Do you think that a college education is necessary? Leave your answer down below, and if you leave a convincing enough argument, I'll respond to it and feature it in next week's video. In a perfect world, it would benefit society to have an educated population. Social media would be so much more enjoyable to be able to scroll through if people knew how to use punctuation and use simple sentence structure in their posts. But we don't live in a perfect world, and college education can get expensive fast. The average American has over $32,000 in college loans, and 40% of them don't even use that college degree in the current job they have. I think one of the root causes to this issue is that everyone in my generation has been fed the lie that you have to get a 4-year degree if you want to be successful. Most high school teachers don't mention trade school, or they don't even make it as an acceptable option. But when you look at it, the average plumber in Louisiana makes over $42,000 a year, and they can get an online certification for like $1,000. If they wanted to get more educated in plumbing as well, they can actually get an associate's degree for around $3,000 to $20,000, depending on what school they go to. But that's still way better than a 4-year degree. And I understand I'm making the process seem super simple and making it seem like all you have to do is get this $1,000 certification. They do have apprenticeships and stuff like that. But my point is that there are other options outside of having to get a 4-year degree. And obviously, not everyone wants to be a plumber, but there are plenty of other things that you can do that isn't being a plumber. You can be an electrician, or you can be a social media person. That's actually one of the craziest things in our day, where you can actually become super famous online and not even have to have a real job. But that gets me to my next point. When does it make sense to get a college education? The easiest situation is if you have the funding, either through scholarships or through other means. But if you're interested in getting a college degree and money isn't the problem, then there's no real pain in getting one. The other situation is whenever your target profession requires you to have that degree, such as with nursing or being a doctor or something along those lines. But this can actually get complicated as well, because if you're someone like me who's in software development, our field has changed dramatically over the last couple years. With the internet and everything being easily accessible online, there's been like 3 options that have opened up for software developers. There's self-taught, there's boot camp people, and there's also just college degrees like normal. Boot camps basically give you like a crash course in software development, and they're actually becoming much more open and acceptable to industry. So with the cost of a college education continuing to grow, at least there are some doors being opened in some fields to allow people to actually get a job without actually having to throw out all their money to get this flimsy piece of paper that doesn't really mean that much. I do have to add one caveat here, because I'm sure someone's going to mention it, but college does at least allow you to network and meet new people of a diverse nature, and that can end up leading you to getting to different jobs in the future. And obviously this video is not going to cover every pro and con possible for getting a college education versus not getting one, because I'm not trying to make a video that lasts 2 hours. But my main point is that not all paths are clear cut. Not all paths have to go through $10,000 worth of loans in order for you to become successful. There are definitely many options that you can go and take in order to become successful that don't require you to have to fork over $30,000 for a piece of paper. The worst part to me is that I've been seeing this more and more with my generation, is the people that go and try to get these degrees in weird majors and studies such as like underwater basket weaving, and they're giving away $30,000 of their money in order to get a degree that doesn't really have that kind of application, or something that's going to be very hard for them to find a job in. And you are free to do that. If that's what you want to do, it's a free country. You can go and get a degree in whatever you want. What's saddening is when people go and spend thousands of dollars and 5 years of their life to get a college degree, but then they end up being part of the 40% of people who don't even use it at their job. I've personally seen people who have gone and gotten degrees in fields such as like English or business who didn't even use it. They end up just becoming servers or getting like common labor jobs. And we definitely need people doing those kind of jobs. So I'm not looking down on them for that kind of work or anything like that. It's just unfortunate that someone would go get into tens of thousands of dollars of debt in order to get a job that doesn't require to even have a degree. So no, I don't think you need a college education in order to be successful. Success is not directly linked to someone's education level by any means. Plenty of people have built their own paths through just hard work and determination. People have built new businesses without the need of a business degree. People will continue to make their mark on society without the need of a $30,000 piece of paper. So my opinion may be unpopular, but that's what I think. And I'm open to someone changing my mind. If you agree or disagree, leave a comment down below and at least start the conversation with either me or someone else. I'm tired of being in a world where people can't discuss controversial topics without people getting mad. So this is my first step towards trying to combat that problem. With that said, thanks for watching the video and see you next week on Modern Mindset.